Greetings all! Today, we will be examining the relatively rare Steel Fairy-type Pokemon Klefki, the Key Ring Pokémon. Though they might not appear to be much of a threat to the naked eye, Klefki are unique creatures that can more than bring a bit of trickery to any conflict they are forced to be a part of.
Klefki have oddly shaped bodies that take on the form of a silver key ring, with several types of false keys in varying colors dangling from their frame so as to announce their niche purpose in acting as a guardian for any keys that are given to it. The creature itself is part of the ring in the form of a bulbous head with a silver key-like horn on the top of their head where it connects to the rest of their body, with a pink loop on their underside, a pink marking on their forehead, and a set of eyes and mouth that are hollow and give off the appearance of a keyhole. Klefki represent a tremendous mystery in the world of fairy-type Pokemon, in that they have chosen not to take on an animalistic or floral form, but something completely non-living altogether. A key ring. The only explanation for this strange choice of forms is human contact, as its shape does not match anything found in the natural world.
It is hypothesized that Klefki were originally fairy force entities that, much like Carbink, chose to inhabit a body that was fully materialistic in its construct. What that original item looked like is unknown, but it is understood that they primarily sustained it in the past by living in caves and eating the minerals contained in them. Once they started running out of the minerals that comprised the core of their diet, these creatures had no choice but to enter human settlements in search of sustenance.
Interacting with humans, however, intrigued them when they first came across the physical objects known as a key and lock. For some reason, these beasts took a shine to it and started to form their bodies into something resembling a combination between a key ring and a key lock, inserting the horn in their head into chinks in metal to absorb the metal ions from them in order to maintain this body form. To add to this appearance, it seems that these creatures decided to start collecting keys themselves, stealing ones that looked either really pretty or had an aesthetically pleasing shape to them when their owners were not looking. While legends tell of these creatures causing mischief by taking keys from people in the middle of the night and never returning them, this is only partially true because Klefki only keep the keys that they like the most. As such, most people today actually see them as more of an even-tempered assistant than a nuisance, as they can reliably be given keys to special safes or containers that are never to be opened, and can live with the satisfaction of knowing that the Klefki in question will likely never get rid of said key or give it to anyone else to use, being very happy to receive it in the first place, even if they generally prefer to only hold on to master keys. Sadly, although this actually has had a significant impact on petty crime, many of these creatures are now hunted for these keys, resulting in lower population numbers than one should be present in the wild. While Klefki are surprisingly intelligent and can remember the exact shape of the lock that their keys go to, where they picked up the keys, and where the lock they go to is located, in terms of actual combat abilities, these beasts are not the most fit for battle and only have mediocre stats at the best. In fact, in the wild, outside of their foul play attack, the only thing that these creatures can do for significant defense is jangle the keys attached to them in the hopes of scaring away attackers. Needless to say, this tactic rarely ever works. Even so, it is noted that Klefki do have access to at least 2 unique moves that make them potentially decent tactical fighters in practice. The first of these moves, which they have from birth and is completely exclusive to them, is the Fairy Lock technique. In this move, Klefki release an unusual pulse of fairy force energy that creates a temporary barrier across the breadth of the battlefield for a short period of time that acts as a force field of sorts. This does not do any direct damage to anyone on the field, but it does ensure that, for at least a little bit of time, no one can actually escape battle. The other move that they learn later on is the Crafty Shield technique, which acts as a poor man's variation on the Protect technique that only blocks the non-damaging effects of certain moves, but not damaging attacks themselves. The fact that both of these moves, combined with a few attacks that Klefki learn naturally, do not really help them in the long run, makes them among the weaker fairy-type Pokemon out there. But Klefki are still able to use a wide variety of techniques in battle to defend themselves and allies with, making them a potential tactical threat that can more than be taken advantage of.
Even their abilities make this a prevalent threat, as their Prankster ability, their only base ability, helps them to use status moves before anyone else can even move, while their trickery can go so far as to readily steal the items that are possessed by their opponents, if they have Magician, their hidden ability.
As one might suspect from previous statements though, these creatures underperform in most areas regarding their base stats, as only their base defense stat is above average for a fully evolved Fairy-type Pokemon, while the base special attack stat is about average, and the base speed stat above average for a fully evolved Steel-type Pokemon. Still, their capacity to act as a trickster makes them a decent threat to be contended with, especially if they can use the opposition's offenses against them.
Adorable to many, and certainly capable of having plenty of fun, Klefki are endearing sprites that can be both entertaining and functional to those that are willing to look for them. You might have to make good use of their trickster natures to make them a threat on the battlefield, but if that doesn't interest you, they can still be a joy to be around and more loyal than many might suspect.
Just do yourself a favor and try not to lend them anything that is too visually appealing to them. They might be good for keeping keys safe, but if they like it a bit too much, you might find it hard to pry from the grasp of their metallic bodies.
Thank you all for watching this video. It is always a pleasure to help teach others about the world of Pokemon and the many facets of it that exist in both the world we call home and the world they call home. If you'd like, please leave a comment and subscribe and ring the bell to this channel to get regular updates on content and anything else that might be going on. You can find me and my written work on DeviantArt under the name Utitus and be informed of information and content uploads on my Twitter page and my Patreon page. Donations are always welcome. Always remember, the world of Pokemon is a vast and varied place, and there's no telling what secrets might be hiding just around the corner. So keep watch, stay vigilant, and always prepare for the unexpected. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.